If you want to create hairstyle edits right on your phone, so you just landed on the perfect video. In this vertical tutorial, we are going to craft this reel completely from scratch. So stick around and hold the tight grip on your phone because we are diving deep into Alight Motion. Don't skip this video. Now let's start the tutorial. First, click the plus icon in the bottom right corner and add a rectangular shape layer. Click the menu icon in the top right corner. Then choose Stretch to Composition area. Next, click the Effects button and select Add Effects. Select Copy Background. Add the effect called Grid and adjust its values as provided. Set the color to black. Click Add Effects again and choose the Wipe effect. Adjust the settings as shown on the screen. Set the start and end values as needed. Add the Wipe effect again and set the angle to 90 degrees. Set the start and end values as required and add feather. Next, choose blending and opacity. Adjust the opacity to 25. Click the text button from the menu and add simple text. Adjust the font size and font style as provided. Position the text appropriately. Then add a keyframe at the starting position. Add another keyframe at the required point. Set the keyframe positions as needed and adjust the graph as shown. Now you'll get a smooth animation like this. Click on the text layer and search for the Fade In Out effect. Set the in and out values as shown. Duplicate the text layer. Adjust its position and edit the text content and style. Add a text spacing effect and adjust the letter spacing value. Select the text layer, click on Color and Fill, then select and adjust the gradient. Slide the top text layer slightly for better animation. Add the green screen video. Select the layer and add the chroma key effect. Adjust the settings to remove the green background. Set the size of the eyeball as needed and add a keyframe at the beginning. Add another keyframe and adjust the graph for smooth animation. Set the keyframe positions as needed and adjust the graph as shown. Now you'll get a smooth animation like this. Click on the vector drawing option and draw a line. Increase the stroke size. Set a curved corner by choosing the second icon, then adjust the arc. Set the opacity of the shape layer to 41 and move it down to place the layer behind the A ball. Select the shape layer and add the wipe effect, adjusting the settings as shown. Duplicate the shape layer, then adjust its position and rotation. Reduce the opacity of the layer to 25%. Add the drawing progress effect and choose the draw gradually preset. Copy the effect from the layer and paste it onto the other shape layer. Select both shape layers and slide them to the beginning of the animation clip for correct synchronization. Add a rounded rectangle layer and set its size. Set the gradient and reduce the opacity to 20%. Send the layer backward by dragging it down. Adjust the gradient line to get an output like this. Add a text layer and place it correctly. Reduce the opacity to 60. Add a transparent PNG layer of a paper clip. Then adjust the shadow settings as shown. Add another metallic frame. And set its shadow settings as needed. Select the layers and slide them to the beginning. Add a keyframe to the paper clip. and set the animation graph for smooth movement. Repeat the same process for the metal frame. Animate the rounded rectangle layer by setting a keyframe and adjusting the graph. Set a keyframe for opacity to create a fade animation effect. Add an image layer and set its size. Send the layer to back by dragging it down and reduce its opacity to 60. Give a sliding animation to the Instagram Reel text layer by setting a keyframe and adjusting the speed curve. Add a null layer. Select all layers except the null layer, background layer, and image texture. Then group the selected layers. Select the group layer and link it to the null layer. Set a keyframe on the null layer and adjust the speed curve as shown. Select the scale setting for the group layer. Then set a keyframe and graph. Add a Gaussian blur effect to the group layer and set a keyframe for blur strength. Add another image layer. And additional text layers as needed. Adjust the gradient settings and move the image layer to the top. Link the text layers and image layer to the null layer. Adjust layer visibility as needed. Animate the text layers by applying keyframes and adjusting the graph. Now add another null object. Link the first null object to the second null object. Add 2 keyframes to the second null object. Create a new null object. Link the second null object to the third null object. Add 2 keyframes to the third null object and then adjust its position. Next, select 4 layers and trim them as shown. Now, copy the image layer and paste it. Set the position as demonstrated. Add a text layer and adjust the text spacing. Duplicate the text layer, edit the text, adjust its position and change the font. Adjust the gradient accordingly. Add a circle, change its color to red and place it as shown. Reduce the opacity of the circle shape layer to 42. Duplicate the circle layer and increase its opacity to 100. Select the top circle layer, disable the fill, enable the stroke option and set the stroke values. Change the stroke color to white. Select the circle layer, add the stripes effect and set the values as given. Set the stripes color to red. Add keyframes to the angle of the stripes effect. Now, animate the text layer by applying a simple motion keyframe. Create a smooth speed curve for the animation. Repeat the same process for the other text layers. Trim and level the selected layers, then group them together. Add motion keyframes to the grouped layer and adjust the curve. Select the group layer and add a Gaussian blur effect. Use keyframes to control the blur strength and simulate motion blur. Create another null object and link the group layer to it. Also, link the third null object to the fourth null object. Animate the fourth null object by sliding all the images to the left using keyframes. Now, add the currency animation video and apply the chroma key effects. Adjust the settings as shown for the best output. Add keyframe animation for the currency motion and set a smooth graph. Duplicate the currency layer, change the settings as needed, make additional copies of the currency layer and place them as required. After making the arrangements, select the currency layers and copy them, then group them together. Paste the copied layers above the grouped layer. Duplicate a currency layer and place it as shown. Increase its size and adjust the rotation as needed. Add keyframes for rotation and set the position keyframes and speed graph for smooth animation. This will create a fluid motion. apply the Gaussian blur effect and set the keyframes for additional realisms. Select all the currency layers and group them. Next, add another PNG layer. Place a rectangular shape layer above it and set the color to black. Select the rectangle shape layer and create a clipping mask so the black color applies to the PNG layer. Group the PNG layer and rectangular mask, then apply animation for both motion and rotation as needed. Adjust the animation graph for smoother transitions. Place this animation group below the currency animation group to create a transition effect. Adjust the positions until it looks right. Copy the text layer and paste it below the group 4 layer. Edit the text content and font as required. Apply a slide-in animation to the text by using keyframes. Duplicate and paste the currency layer again. Select group 5 and the text layer, then trim them as needed. Add another PNG image layer, add the required text and adjust the font, color and size. Rotate the text layer and reduce its opacity to 18. Copy and paste the text layer, make edits, then add the wipe effect. Move the currency layer to the top of all other layers. Apply motion keyframe animations to the PNG layer and adjust the graph to smooth out the movement. Create a null layer and adjust its position in the timeline. Select the layers, trim them, and group them together. Link group 6 to the null layer, add animation by adding keyframes for the null object and adjust the speed curve. Add another PNG layer and link it to the null. Place it correctly in the timeline, then add keyframes for opacity for a fade out effect. Import PNG images and place them as needed. Add corresponding text layers and position them accurately. Group each puzzle piece with its corresponding text layer. Select all 4 layer groups and adjust their sizes. Add position keyframes to each group, then animate each group by adjusting their keyframes. Copy the group layers and paste them onto your timeline. Adjust the position and extend the layer lengths. Add motion keyframes for each layer. Apply the Gaussian blur effect and set keyframes for blur strands to simulate motion blur. Adjust the curve, then copy and paste the Gaussian blur effect to each layer. Add and edit text layers. Adjusting spacing and applying the text spacing effect. Apply the text transform effect. Adjust keyframes and graph settings and duplicate the text layer to create another. edit the duplicated text layer. Adjust its timing by sliding it to the right. Then duplicate again, edit the text and update the settings. Extend the selected layers and fine-tune keyframes for smooth animation. Extend the background layers as needed. And adjust the text layers positions. Add a new vector drawing, create a curved line and apply the wipe effect. Adjust the start, end and feather settings for the wipe. Select these layers and group them together. Apply the Gaussian blur effect to the group, add a keyframe and adjust the curve. Add another image layer, adjust its motion keyframes and set the curve. Trim the image layer and copy it. paste where needed. Select the image layer, delete all keyframes and set the image in the frame. Add a position keyframe and extend the layer in the timeline. This will create a match cut animation. Create another text layer, adjust its font settings, and add position keyframes. Apply a Gaussian blur keyframe for the image layer, adjusting the blur strength. Add another null layer, then link the image and text layers to it. Add keyframes to the null layer for a smooth animation. Import a new PNG image layer, add a position keyframe and adjust the curve. Create a circle shape layer and enable the settings for the desired appearance. Move it behind the image layer. Animate the circle layer with a fade-in effect by adjusting the opacity keyframe. Add and edit your text. Adjust the text spacing with a keyframe for the text spacing effect. Create another null object and link the text, shape and image layers. And animate this null layer using keyframes and fine-tune the graph. Add a text layer and change its font settings. Duplicate the text layer and add a gradient effect. Edit the duplicated layer's text content and change its style. Add keyframes for position to animate the text and adjust the graph for smooth movement. Select both text layers and position them accurately. Add another null object and link the text layers to it. Use position keyframes to animate the null's movement and adjust the graph. Extend the background layer. Add another image layer and place it in the frame. Add motion keyframes and adjust the speed graph. Copy and paste the text layers, then edit it as needed. Add another PNG image layer and set a rotation keyframe for animation. Adjust the keyframe for a swinging motions and create a smooth speed curve. Copy and paste the text layer. Then edit and apply the appropriate settings. Create another null object, link the image and text layers and apply keyframes to the null layer with curve adjustments. Add another image layer, position it and link it to the null. Extend the background layers. Copy and paste the text layers as needed and adjust the position and text content. Link these to the null layer. Add a rectangle shape layer and stretch it to the composition area. Click on FX, add effects and apply the copy background effect. Adjust the position and add a soft glow effect. Set the diffusion and brightness. Reduce the opacity to 70 and extend the layer to the end, and that's it. Our video is ready.